morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of my LinkedIn video series, Amplify Your Career. I'm excited to bring you today's topic, which is the difference between mentors and sponsors and why both are critical for your career. So we'll get into that a little bit. And then I will end today's episode with a little nugget about how you can start identifying sponsors for your own career growth and development. Before we get started, you should know that I love alliteration. And when I talk about the difference between mentors and sponsors, I will be referencing the two A's, basically the difference between how mentors and sponsors interact with you. But I wanted to tell you a brief story about one of my colleagues at a former company that I worked for to underscore the importance of mentors and sponsors. She was going through her annual review, and it was her year to get promoted to a very important role on that career trajectory for her. She was calling me one night and talking about that experience, and she was telling me that in her year in review, there were several leaders at the table who she had been working on developing relationships with and were advocating for her and talking about the wonderful work that she did, the client testimonials and feedback. And as a result of having those individuals strategically in her performance review, she ended up getting promoted. So when we talk about the importance of mentors and sponsors, you want to have other individuals be able to talk about your unique value and what you bring to the organization, what you bring to leadership. So when we talk about mentors, let's start with the first A, advice. A mentor is there to give you advice. They are a safe space for you to be able to ask any questions about your career. I know my mentors, I've asked questions about how to navigate a difficult or challenging situation at work. Or maybe I joined a new company and I'm learning or trying to learn how to navigate those organizational politics. So my mentors have been a safe space for me to bring any sort of questions about my career growth and development and getting advice. And whether I take that advice is up to me, but at least they are there to support me and coach and guide me. Now, a sponsor is different. The sponsor is going to be your advocate, the second A. They are going to take action on your behalf in rooms that you don't have access to and be able to talk about your unique value and your accomplishments and really advocate for your advancement, whether it's nominating you for industry awards, nominating you for that next promotion. Again, they are going to take action on your behalf. And it's important to have a mix of both mentors and sponsors in your network because, again, you want to have safe spaces where you can have genuine, authentic conversations. And then you also want to be able to have sponsors who are going to be extensions of your network. They're going to be talking about you. They're going to be elevating you and putting you on platforms and giving you access and ultimately, hopefully, getting you to that next level of leadership. So really, it's important to have mentors and sponsors. And my former colleague had both, and that's why she was able to develop that business case for promotion and ultimately get promoted to that next level of leadership. So I wanted to end on one thing because I get this question a lot via email, is how do you start to identify your sponsors? Please check episode 2, which talked about the 5 C's of a great sponsor. Those will give you some really important nuggets. But the other thing I would recommend that you do is look at your network and look at gaps as far as what stakeholders you have in your network are at senior levels or at levels of power and influence that you think are going to help you advance in your career. Sometimes you might have a network that is largely peers, and I think that's absolutely okay, but you want to think about the diversity in your network. Who are the individuals that have a large followership in your company, that people listen to and people take cues from, especially if you have aspirations of continuing climbing the corporate ladder or getting on that next high visibility project. So you really want to be able to look at your network and the network diversity that you have and start to identify potential individuals and then start developing relationships, taking them out to a virtual coffee or just offering opportunities for you to engage with them and offer your unique skills, knowledge, and abilities to them. Helping them solve problems, what keeps them up at night. Those are the types of questions you should be asking potential sponsors. So I'll be covering this more on a future episode. So stay tuned for episodes 4, 5, and 6, because we're going to be, uncovering, not only identifying potential sponsors, but also what happens when your sponsor leaves the organization. That's another question that I get. Thank you so much for tuning in today for episode 3. Very honored to be able to give you this information. It was very helpful for my career. Please stay tuned for more episodes and stay healthy and safe. Take care.